Yo, 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 what's going on, people? What's going on? Wow, what a performance, man. This is my post-fight reaction to Lawrence Okolie, the new WBO Cruiserweight champion. Perfect performance. Punch perfect from Lawrence Okolie, man. Knocking out Christoph Glowacki in the sixth round. And unbelievable. Unbelievable performance, man. Shout out to Lawrence Okolie. Shout out to all of you that are in the chat. Don't forget to like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. This is just my quick post-fight reaction to unbelievable knockout, man. Unbelievable knockout and an unbelievable performance from Lawrence Okolie. Christoph Glowacki, as you guys know, was no joke. Do you know what I mean? He's top 5 rated out of all the cruiserweight in the cruiserweight division. You know what I mean? He's a former two-time. He's only lost to Bradis and Usyk. Do you know what I mean? He's only lost to those two guys. And former champion himself. Christoph Glowacki was no joke. But Lawrence Okolie put in a disciplined performance. He was just brilliant in there, man. He really put work to Glowacki, and we have a new champion. We have a new champion, man. Big up Mohammed in the chat here. He's put and the new for sure, man. Yeah, he did his thing. Conrad Boxing has put clinical performance. Yeah, that's the perfect way to describe it, man. It was a clinical performance from Okolie, and that 1-2 at the end. He had Glowacki he boxed perfectly, in my opinion. He boxed perfectly. He did say that it would take between 5 and 8 rounds. That was his early prediction. And, he got the knockout in round 6. So could Okolie have really had a more perfect performance than that? I don't think so. He kept Glowacki at the end of his jab. He kept it at distance. And you could see the improvements that he's made under Shane McGuigan. You can really see it now. And it was just a punch-perfect performance. So shout out to everybody in the chat. Don't forget to hit that like button, share the video, subscribe. We've got quite a few people in here. Let me know what you guys thought of the performance, who you'd like to see Lawrence Okolie fight next, and how impressed was you with that performance from Okolie, man? He looked very good to me. Big up James Kinsella in the chat. He's put brilliant performance and a great guy. Yeah, I totally agree. It was a great performance from Okolie, man. And I have to say, earlier on, I was watching the fight, and the first couple of rounds, I thought that the Sky commentators were being a bit negative, in my opinion. Glowacki was never in it for me. He was never in that, but I thought they were giving him a bit more credit than he deserved, because I thought that Okolie was boxing brilliantly. Do you know what I mean? He was keeping him at the end of the jab. He was keeping it at range. He was doing what the bigger man should do. When you're a bigger man against a little man in terms of height and reach, that is how you're supposed to box. You've got to keep them on the end of your jab, keep them on the end of your right hand. And he was starting to bust Glowacki up. Do you know what I mean? I know Glowacki has been inactive. He hasn't been in the ring for over the last year or so. So maybe he had some ring rust to shake off. But let's not take anything away from this performance from Lawrence Okolie, man. I thought it was a brilliant performance. He got the knockout and he moves on. I mean, after the fight, he called out Maris Bradis. Do you know what I mean? He actually called out Bradis, and Bradis is recognized as the #1 cruiserweight in the world, no doubt about it. He was the one that won the World Boxing Super Series tournament. So he is ranked #1. And Okolie, after 16 fights, do you know what I mean? 16 fights. He's cleaned out the domestic scene. He's cleaned out the European scene. And now he's become a world champion. And now he's calling out Maris Bradis. I mean, it's you can't not help but like that. Do you know what I mean? In boxing, that's what we want to see. And he's going for it. So I know there's the talk about him moving up to heavyweight and so on. But, I think that if he can make the cruiserweight division healthily, then maybe he should stay there for a little while. Stay there for a little while and, build up your legacy at a cruiserweight before moving up. I mean, he's still a relatively young guy, Lawrence Okolie. So, a lot of the cruiserweights are starting to get on in age. So, I think if you're able to make the weight, then definitely stay at cruiserweight for now, man, and try and clean up. He's calling out Bradis. I mean, the top of all the champions. When you look at the rest of the champions out there, you've got the likes of who's champion at cruiserweight? You've got Makabu. He's the WBC champion, and Bradis is the IBF champion. And who's the WBA champion? Is that person from France? But yeah, I think that Okolie, he was dominant tonight, man, and I don't think anyone expected him to be that dominant against Christoph Glowacki. Do you know what I mean? Because like I said, Glowacki was no joke. And he went out there and did his thing, man. So shout out to Lawrence Okolie. Big up Conrad Boxing in the chat. He's put almost scary how dominant Okolie was versus a world-class opponent. Yeah, it was. It was almost scary because Glowacki is no joke. He's no joke, man. And like the way how easy Lawrence Okolie won that, it was just like, how far can he really go? Do Do you know what I mean? So what do you guys think? Conrad, what do you think about that? How far do you think Okolie can actually go in that division, man? Great story. Great story for Lawrence, man. I mean, they repeated it on Sky enough times, but this guy was working in McDonald's. He saw Anthony Joshua and Usain Bolt at the Olympics while he was flipping burgers for McDonald's, and he had a dream. He said to himself, like, look, I can do that. I want to be able to do this. And he's gone out and achieved that dream. So if that's not inspiration to people like me or to any of you guys in the chat or anyone, then I don't know what is, because, Lawrence Okolie, as he will tell you, he was a fat kid growing up. Do you know what I mean? And he turned his life around. And after only 16 fights, he's become WBO world champion. So you have to respect it, man. And I'm made up for Lawrence Okolie. It was a great win. Big up Ian Hamilton in the chat. He's put, I'm completely made up for Lawrence there. Controlled that one and finished him off brilliantly. What a performance. Yeah, you summed it up there, Ian. He controlled that from minute one. And, he dominated it from start to finish. And he ended it with a beautiful knockout. And he got right on his prediction. He said it would be between rounds 5 and 8. He got Glowacki out of there in 6. So, wow, man. Very good performance, man. Very good performance. But what would you guys like to see Lawrence Okolie do next? Who would you like to see him go in there and fight? Do you think the Bradis fight might be a bit too soon? Or do you think that with that type of performance, he can take anyone out? I mean, do you guys think that? I mean, no one's taken Glowacki out like that. Do you know? So, brilliant performance from Okolie, man. Big up Conrad here. He's put, he can go all the way in the cruiserweight division, in my opinion. But in heavyweight, I'm not sure how he will do against the other guys. Yeah, I think that if he can make cruiserweight safely, and I think he can, then stay at cruiserweight and dominate there, man. Dominate at cruiserweight for now. Because the way how it's going to be hard for anyone to beat him. He's just got that sort of style where he's going to be bigger than everybody else. He's tall, he's long. And I think under Shane McGuigan, he's really beginning to utilize that reach, that speed, and that power. I think he's really coming into his own now, Lawrence Okolie. So if he can make the cruiserweight division, no need to rush up to heavyweight. I know that's where the glamour division is. I know that's where the money is. But I think for now, man, just if you can, stay at cruiserweight and keep it moving there. Big up my man Jeff TV in the chat all the way from Philly. He's put, Okolie fought well. Glowacki didn't offer anything complicated to figure out. Salute to Boxing Lowdown. Yeah, Jeff, on the UK broadcast, in the first couple of rounds, they were saying that Glowacki was, being clever. And I was just like, he's not being clever to me. I think he's being completely dominated by Okolie. I don't know what you guys think in the chat, but, I didn't know where the Sky commentators were going when they were saying that. They were saying that Glowacki was, doing well and all that. I didn't get it because I thought that Okolie was boxing brilliant. Do you know what I mean? So he was just confident. The aura, the way how he was confident throughout. Before the fight, he's playing chess, and he just seems so relaxed. It was a great performance, man. Great performance. And Conrad has put here, it depends on how much of his speed he can preserve when moving up. Yeah. Don't move up for now, man. Don't move up for now. Utilize your height and reach at cruiserweight. The moment you move up to heavyweight, then that just goes. Do you know what I mean? So I think if you can dominate at cruiserweight, then for sure I'll try and become like, maybe try and unify the belts, man. Try and unify the belts. Jeff TV's put, I got the prediction right too. 6-round KO. Shane, yo, predicted. I hope you put money on that, Jeff, man. I hope you put money on that, man. Because boy, that's you might have got a bit of money for that, because I didn't think he'd take him out in 6. I actually said Okolie on points. So fair play to Lawrence, man. He did his thing. He definitely did his thing. Mohammed has put here, Okolie versus Makabu. Good fight, man. I'd like to see that. I'd like to see that. I think Lawrence Okolie will win that. Makabu, he's the one that got knocked out by Bellew, wasn't it? So, yeah, that's not a bad fight for Okolie. But Okolie's going straight for the top. He wants Bradis. I was surprised when he called him out. I thought he would have called out one of the other champions, like maybe Makabu or the WBA champion. But he's gone straight for Bradis. Do you know what I mean? And that, shows the ambition of the man, and we can only applaud it. We can only applaud it, man. DS in the chat, what's going on, bro? He's put, it was beautiful brutality. A near punch perfect performance. He's been a completely different animal since linking up with Shane McGuigan. Yeah, he has. He's been fantastic since linking up with Shane McGuigan. That just seems to work. The chemistry, the way how Lawrence is boxing. I think that, everything seems to be, working really well. I've always admired Shane McGuigan as a trainer, but, it just seems to fit with him and Lawrence. I mean, I'm sure that he's enjoying working with Lawrence, considering the tools that he's got to work with. somebody with that height, somebody with that reach and that punching power. I mean, you can make someone a dominant world champion with that. And I think that Shane McGuigan was thinking that when he took Lawrence Okolie on. And we're starting to see the fruits of that fruition now, because Lawrence Okolie tonight was punch perfect, man. So I don't know. I don't even... How many punches did Glowacki even land on Okolie tonight? Not many. Not many. And this is a world-class operator. This is not somebody that's just, you know, a standard like British level or European level. No disrespect to anyone when I say that, but this is not somebody that's just a standard fighter. This is somebody that is a world-class operator. Top 5 in the ring ratings in terms of the rankings. You know, only lost to Usyk and Bradis, and the Bradis fight was controversial. So he's never been dominated like that, never been stopped like that. I know that he has been out, you know, for a month, a year or so, but it was still a great performance from Okolie, man. So yeah, big up DS for the comment there. Jeff TB's put, Glowacki wasn't being clever at all. He was getting low, and that's it. No feints, no angles. He was a sparring target. The announcers were off tonight. Yeah, Jeff, I don't know if you caught the Sky broadcast or if you got the DAZN one, but if you caught the Sky one, man, I don't know what they were talking about. I didn't know what they were on about, saying that Glowacki was being clever. He weren't being clever to me. I just thought he was trying to find his way in, but he just couldn't. And it's going to be difficult, you know, for the cruiserweights to do that with somebody that tall and somebody that can use that ability. So shout out to Lawrence Okolie, man. Conrad has put here, Glowacki looks seriously frustrated after round 3. He did. I mean, he put his head in there. When I saw him do that headbutt, when I saw him like throw his head at Okolie, that's when I knew. I was like, yeah, he's frustrated him and he can't get anything off. Okolie's boxing well, and like he deliberately put his head in there. Do you know what I mean? That could have got a point deduction. He was lucky that he didn't, but you could see the frustration in his work when he's doing that. The corner were getting animated, and yeah, it was the writing was on the wall pretty much from after round 3 for sure. Big up Ian Hamilton. He's put here, I've got a feeling that if he goes to heavyweight, eventually he'll call out Dillian. They had a beef a while back. Just have a feeling. Yeah, Dillian White was watching it. And I remember that beef that Lawrence Okolie and Dillian White had, man. It was when Lawrence Okolie just called Dillian White out the blue, wasn't it? And everybody was just like, what, you calling out Dillian White? And like Dillian White didn't take that well. And then it was starting to spill over. It was starting to look like that these two could actually like, you know, settle this outside the ring, which is not what we want to see. But then thankfully, Dillian White's brother, Dean White, split it up, and he kind of like spoke to Okolie and squashed the beef. So who knows, man? I don't want to see Okolie go up there to heavyweight right now. I think he needs to stay at cruiserweight and try and dominate, man. Become like, you know, try and unify the belts that way. He's got the potential to do it. And I don't want to talk it up too much. Like, it was a great win. There are still quality operators out there at cruiserweight. So while he looked great tonight, let's not blow the trumpet too much. But I think that, yeah, we should celebrate that performance, man. He did his thing. He was confident throughout. And, yeah, he looked punch perfect tonight, man. Punch perfect. Big up Squared Circle. Hope you're well, man. He's put, sup, Lowdown, good fight. Very impressive. Yeah, good fight, man. And I know that Okolie has been criticized in the past for the way how he fights and, you know, the holding. And I saw some people on Twitter even saying like, oh, there's holding in this. And I'm just like, look, man, like there's nothing to fault on this performance. There's not. I mean, he did everything right, in my opinion anyway. I mean, not everybody's going to be satisfied. And some people, no matter what you do, you can't be satisfied. But for me, it was punch perfect from Okolie, man. Very impressive win. Krzysztof Glowacki, quality operator, and he got him out of there. Squared Circle has put Okolie versus Dwyer. Yeah, I saw that, man. Okolie called out Dwyer, man. That was too funny. Those of you, I'm sure most of you guys here will know who Dwyer is, the YouTuber. I didn't hear what he had to say about the Okolie Glowacki fight, but I'm guessing that he picked Glowacki. But this is just proof, you know, that the fighters do actually watch our YouTube videos. You know, they do actually watch them. So, yeah, Okolie made it be known, like, after the fight, he called out Richard Dwyer and said, like, yeah, this one goes out to you. So be interesting to see. I'm going to have to check that out and see what his response to that will be. But, yeah, man, Okolie, to me, anyway, he just seems like, you know, a character. He is a very confident character. Some people might not like it. Some people might think it's a bit arrogant. They might look at the music video and they might think, oh, not my type of guy, which is fine. I mean, everybody has their type of fighter in boxing. But I just think at a professional level, you know, to be 16-0, have all those knockouts and to, you know, be a world champion, cleaned up the division. at domestic level and at European level, and now you've got a world title after only 16 fights. You've got to applaud the guy. We want to see this in boxing. This is what we need to see more of. And shout out to Lawrence Okolie for doing that, man. So, yeah, man. Anyway, guys, that's just my post-fight review. Thought I'd go on live quickly. Shout out to Jeff TV. Shout out to Conrad. Shout out to Ian, everyone in the chat. Thank you for your comments, man. I'm going to be going on again. Actually, I probably won't be live, but I'm going to be watching the fight tonight between Virgil Ortiz and Maurice Hooker. I'm looking forward to that later on. So I'll do another video for that. And Artur Beterbiev also, he was in action tonight against Adam Dinas. He's already won that fight by knockout. I think it was the 10th or 11th round. So I haven't actually seen it, but I'm going to catch up on that now. But big up to all of you guys, man. And, you know, enough respect to you all. Thank you for tuning in. Hit that like button on the way out. Like, share, and subscribe. Oh, we've got some comments here. Let me get some more comments, man, while we're still here. Conrad Boxing has put, thoughts on the Beterbiev fight. Yeah, I was just talking about that, bro. I haven't seen it yet. I know that he won. 10th, 11th round knockout. I heard he wasn't too impressive. I heard he had a bit of ring rust, but yeah, I don't know how Adam Dean has fought, but you know, it's good to get Beterbiev out there. I'm going to catch up on that now, actually, just while we're here, while I wait for Virgil Ortiz and Maurice Hooker. I might as well watch that, but I didn't actually see it, so I will check it out, and then I'll do a video reaction to that as well. So big up Conrad Boxing here. Big up Olalekan. I can't pronounce your last name, bro, but I hope you're well. He's put, Shane done a great job improving Okolie. His jab, the way he keeps moving out of range and using his range is really impressive. Yeah, like he was really impressive, like stepping in and out of range, and he boxed like the big man tonight. And that's how you were supposed to box against a guy that's shorter than you, who has a smaller reach than you. I thought he boxed brilliantly. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, he was stepping in and out, using the jab, like throwing the right hand and hooks in there. And you know, Glowacki was a southpaw as well. Do you know what I mean? It's not like he was an orthodox fight; it was a southpaw. So yeah, great performance from Okolie, man. Great performance. So big up Olalekan with a comment there. Appreciate you, man. If you're new to the channel, hit that sub button, and yeah, let me know your thoughts on any other fights coming up, man. Thank you. James Kinsella's put, cheers, bro. No problem, man. And Squared Circle has put, Bradis could be possibly an interesting fight. Yeah, he's called out Bradis. You know, he called out the toughest guy in that division. So shout out to Lawrence Okolie for that. But big up all of you guys, man. I'm going to leave this chat now, and I'm going to, you know, I'm going to catch up on that Beterbiev fight. Just my quick post-fight reaction to it. And hope you guys have a good evening. And I'll catch you after the Virgil Ortiz and Maurice Hooker fight. Peace.